Okay, this video is going to be kind of a response to Stevie Breach. He met CM Punk during SummerSlam Access. Didn't have a good experience, unfortunately. I'm not sure if I'm surprised or, if I'm just like, what else did you expect from him? But this is my story of pretty much meeting Booker T, the whole shebang from how I found out to the signing itself, whatnot. So pretty much what happened is I got like no tweet, no nothing about this personally. Fan Expo is pretty much like it's like a video con. It's like a bunch of movie stars all together, and then you got Comic Con, which is kind of self-explanatory. There's like Game Con, which is video game stuff, and then one more. I forgot what it's called, but it's like artsy stuff, art, drawing, whatnot. All that stuff, boom, wrap it in one package. That's what Fan Expo is. It's everything all together in one big building. So last year, I think there was more wrestlers there. I think there was an actual place where there was people wrestling in the building. There was a little section off, but not this year. I was on Twitter and I saw RKO, the infamous NWO. He said, and this was a couple weeks ago, looks like I'm meeting Booker T and Trish Stratus in 2 weeks. And here I am, I'm just scrolling through my phone and I see that. And then I was like, man, like, what are you talking about? And he's like, go to Fan Expo and search WWE and you'll see it. So I'm like, so last time when we met Edge and Wrestler Reunion, what I do is I drive to his house and he drives to Toronto since he knows where he's going and I don't. I pay for parking, he pretty much drives, and, we, with my mind and his brain, we get in there, we get out of there. And, oh man, I told him, let's do the same thing, he agreed to it, so it was all good. I ordered the Booker T figure, I ordered the Elite Booker T off eBay. First I was looking on Ringside, and it was like $39.99 plus $15 to ship, so I was looking at least $50 just for that. I wasn't planning on paying that much, but I found one cheap for like $25 plus like $6 to ship, so about just over $30 I paid for the Elite. Trish actually canceled because I was going to buy a Classic Superstars Trish Stratus. She canceled, and they took her off the site right away, so I'm like, alright, Trish Stratus is canceled, not a big deal, I've met her before. On Friday, everything was set. Me and him had our plans. I meet here, we're going to go, and bam, 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 bam. And he texts me, and he says, Booker T canceled. I start freaking out. I was like, what's going on? He said, my friend this, my friend said this, and they canceled. Booker T canceled, this, that. So I'm like, are you still going to try going, like, just in case? He said no. But to me, I went on the website and his name was still on there, and I compared it to Trish Stratus, where it's like when she canceled, they took her name off right away. So I was like, dude, we should just try, and I emailed a couple people, I tweeted a couple people, and they didn't say anything, but I just had a feeling deep down that he was going to be there, and so I just, I told him, if he's not there, I'll pay for your gas as well, plus parking on top of that. So I was looking at like losing about $50 if he wasn't there. So we agreed, we met, whatever. What happened? The lot was there, and this place is right beside the CN Tower. So you're at the biggest tourist attraction in the world. Plus you have comic or video Fan Expo on top of that. That place was packed. There was people walking, the lots were full, and it cost $30 to park in that underground parking lot, and it was full. It wasn't full for Comic Con when we met Edge. There were lots of parking spots. This time it was full. People were walking 5 to 10 minutes just to get to that place. And so we started looking around. Luckily, the Air Canada Centre is right around the corner, so we just parked our car there for $15 and walked up. That's where he got that hot dog.
Actually, it's sausage.
Sausage, dog, whatever. So we started walking towards the entrance, and the guy's like, do you have your tickets yet? And we're like, no. So he's like, you got to go walk around the whole building, pretty much to where we parked again, which was about a 10-minute walk. He's like, go back down there, turn right, and there's going to be an underground parking lot. That's where you buy your tickets from. So we walk, and there's a whole herd of people just walking that way. So I was pretty scared at that time. I'm like, man, this lineup's going to be huge. And lo and behold, that's the lineup just to get in. It was pretty much, we got there at 12:28, and we didn't get down to like the ticket line until at least 1:40, maybe 1:30. Little over an hour, like I kept saying in the video. Pretty much during that time, you know, you're just hoping, like, man, like, hopefully you can see the light, like anything. And there was people walking up. They didn't let you, like, go here, and everyone was so just crowded together. Like, I'm telling you, if one guy farted, like, it was game over for everybody. I'm like, now that I'm thinking back about it, I didn't think that at the time, because me and Justin, or RKO the Infamous, whatever, made a deal, like, came to a compromise, like, if we're not down there by 1:30 max, like, there's not even any point. And I when I saw the line, I was just saying, you know, forget it, I don't even want to go meet him, it's not even worth it. So, you know, we decided to wait. We saw the light around 10 after 1, and we're like, you might as well just wait. And it couldn't be more than a half-hour wait, and it was exactly half-hour wait there. And they let us in, and then Justin, he got his ticket because he paid cash, so his line was bam, 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 and mine was debit. So people, idiot, I don't know why, but people don't have money in their debit cards. They don't even know. Insufficient funds, their card's not working, they're making a big deal, holding up the whole line. So I didn't get in until a good 5-6 minutes after he did, and there was no reception because we're underground. And so I kept calling him, and actually I'll probably show you here if I can do it quick. I called him so many times, and it kept going right. It'd ring like once or twice, and then it'd go right to voicemail. Oops. Yeah, all those times I tried calling him, and it didn't work. So he finally got a hold of him. He's like, meet me here. We went to one end. It was pushing and shoving the whole way through. We went to the other end, and we saw one Miz fan, and we're like, yo, where's Justin? Actually saw him. He's like, where's he signing? He's like, go to the Halo 4s. So we go to the Halo 4, and he was right there. And how it was set up, it was the table, and then you had people line up in front of the table in like an L shape. Booker T's, like, if the L's like this is an L, right? Booker T's right here. People, you would line up like this, and then he would walk over, and then right at the tip, you would take your picture, and then you'd go. So it was pretty organized as it was. But there would be a big gap in between, which is where I took the video of him on his cell phone. Booker's on the phone during an autograph. That's like where you wait until they allow like 5-6 people in to get in that L formation.
That's just the texting Vince right now. Texting Vince.
We did that, and Justin met him. He talked to a WrestleMania 19, as he said in the video. Myself, I don't think I explained in the video, but I pretty much told him, like, since AW got fired, and even from your personal experience, do you feel that there is a lot more pressure for wrestlers pretty much staying in line and saying the right thing, and if they do say the wrong thing, they're pretty much their job's going to be at risk? He said, oh yeah, man. And then he started talking, like, you know, how they tell us to, like, stay out of controversial stuff on Twitter, and, you know, really think twice before you send out tweets. And commentary, he said, is different, because he told me, he's like, you know, you got someone there, plus if anything goes wrong on SmackDown, they can just edit it out. But he said when it comes to Twitter, and he said that's why he doesn't tweet that much. He's like, he doesn't want to just get involved in, like, the bullshit, he said. And then I told him, like, what about, like, since you're a vet, like a veteran of the sport, you know, do you have some sort of leeway where it's like, you know, the young guys can't do this, but the older guys can do that? And he said, everyone's the same. It doesn't matter if you're the biggest guy on the food chain, you know, they just tell you stay out of trouble, and if you step on people's toes, is the word he used a lot, you know, you're going to get punished for it. And then I brought up an example, like, what about CM Punk? You know, this guy goes off on people on Twitter, you know, if they make some sort of grammar mistake, Punk's like, oh yeah, you learn how to spell, like Mr. Internet Grammar Police over here. And Booker said, you know, he's not saying anything derogatory to anybody, it's just a personal issue, a personal war is what he said. And I said the same thing about Chris Brown. I brought that up first before I brought up the fan thing. And he said if he's not stepping on anyone's toes and making something controversial, he's not going to get in trouble for it. And then he signed the book. As he was talking, he signed the book there. Showed that already. Oh, that sticker note's on there, but underneath is my name. And then he signed the King Booker. That looks pretty nice there. And then he signed the belt as well. And when I gave him the belt, I made sure to hold it like this, like from this part, and I put it down. And then he signed a Booker T. And then after he was done talking, I brought up the Austin and Booker T fight in the supermarket. And he laughed. He's like, yeah, we did that in one take, one shot. It was perfect. And then I was like, man, I told him his acting and just the whole thing was just total genius. And then he's like, oh, thanks, man, I appreciate it. And then I just said, oh, one more thing, if you don't mind. And I'm like, could you please put an arrow. I'm like, see how you signed me? I said that first. Like, see how you signed me? Said Hulk Hogan. I'm like, do you mind putting an arrow and then putting "We coming for you"? And then he started laughing, and then he just got the marker and then looked down, and then signed it. There wasn't too much room to sign anyway, but at least he managed to get it in there. And he signed it. We went. It was my turn for the picture, and then I threw up the M, main event Mafia. And he's Mafia for life, man, Mafia for life. I don't know what he was doing. He was on the West Side. And I'm like, yo, it's main and then event. You got to do the E. And he was doing the W. Or maybe he's doing WWE for life. I don't know. That was pretty much it. Shook his hand. Very, very personable guy. He talks to you if you talk to him. I saw Justin, he talked, and then there was like that silent spot after, and that's pretty much where I cut the video off, where he stopped talking. But there was a good 20 seconds where they were both saying nothing. I don't know. Justin met Bret Hart, same thing. He's like, or was it Bret Hart or Edge? I forgot who. No, I think it was Bret Hart. He didn't say anything. I'm like, man, this is a little awkward for the two. But to me, I just think of two things to say to them. That'll at least get you 1 minute to 2 minutes of just talking back and forth. That's how I work, at least. And I started reading the book, actually. Since it's not that long, I was thinking I could finish it within 6 months. But pretty much he went to jail, and he's just talking about his experience in jail. It looks pretty interesting so far. And that's pretty much it. I'm sorry to Stevie Breach, who had a bad time with CM Punk, but Booker T is definitely on the top 5 of one of the nicest wrestlers I've met to date. And thanks for listening. Hopefully I didn't drag this out too long, good 13 minutes. That was my story for meeting Booker T. Anybody, I'm sure the UK guys got their things going on too, meeting The Miz recently. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.